Welcome back everyone to Modded Minecraft 1.7. So I have had a lot of technical issues recently. A couple days ago I tried out the crash landing mod pack, tried to record some of that, blue screened. So I decided I must be overdue to clean out my computer case, so I went and did that, and of course for whatever reason, Windows doesn't really know how to recognize a USB device unless you plug it into the same port, and my microphone is USB. So I plugged it into a different port, of course, so it says it's like the 5th instance of this microphone that I have on my computer, and I did not set up the settings right, and I recorded an episode and went to editing and I tried to salvage it, but no, it just sounded absolutely horrible. The problem was I had automatic gain control, or AGC, enabled and had to turn that off, so let's try this again. So what has happened? We've got Big the cat now, who I wish he was purple. That would make more sense. So down here I've got a lot of sheep because I need some wool. So, just kind of been breeding them every once in a while, shearing their wool. You need wool to make the covered ME cables, including the dense cables. They require like 4 of the covered cables, which makes sense because they have 4 times the channels that they support. Okay, where's the last one? I know there's one more. There you are. Okay, so charcoal production is going good. We've got more than enough. We're producing more than we're using. Applied Energistics system was expanded quite a bit during the live stream. Pretty much everything except these inscribers over here was done on the live stream, which you will probably never see because the quality was absolutely horrible. Oh man, it was a disaster. Probably not going to try live streaming again anytime soon, especially not on a world I'm also doing a Let's Play on. So I've got a quarry running, and it is digging up the roguelike dungeon. I cannot talk anymore. Forgive me. It's using up the ethanol that I had stored up, and it's almost gone. So 28 buckets. Yeah, it had like 32 last time I checked. Maybe 30 minutes ago. Less than that, actually. So on the live stream, I did mess with the AE Autocrafting, and I'm not even sure if I could call it a live stream. One person watched it, and only part of it. Okay, so I've got this as a separate line right now. This is a cable anchor because this setup right here uses 5 channels. This uses 4 after I added this next storage bus, so I had to separate those. And currently, I'm going to have to redo a lot of this. It is very messy and did not turn out quite the way I intended, but it works for now. So this setup right here, these 4 inscribers, they've got all 4 of the different kinds of presses on them. They've got an ME interface on the side that is designed to put in the material required to make the printed circuits, and then we have an import bus to pull the printed circuits out, which is actually necessary. So that uses 8 channels, so that's all the channels you have in a regular line. So in order to set this up off of this same line, we would need to replace all of this with dense cable. We can also use a peer-to-peer network, or P2P, which would probably be a bit cheaper in some ways, aside from the fact that it requires a diamond. So actually, maybe the dense cable would be a little bit better. Let's see. Just want the regular ones. There we go. So 4 of the covered cable plus redstone and glowstone. Covered cable. That's not really that bad. I mean, just getting wool is probably the worst part. which is why I have the sheep in my basement, which sounds so weird. I'm actually out of wool. I've only got like 9 wool, or not wool, wheat. I've only got 9 wheat planted, so I don't know if I mentioned it on this take of this video, but this is my automatic ore processing. I actually need to get osmium in here too. So basically, it just exports the ores to the pulverizer. Pulverizer has got 2 augments to increase the secondary chance and 1 to increase its speed. Redstone furnace has a speed increase, and it has an import bus on the top to bring stuff back into the ME system. These 2 blocks are needed for the auto-crafting system. You only really need this orange one, the 1K crafting storage. The co-processing unit makes crafting go faster, and I was having trouble with it at first, and I made that thinking that maybe it was required, but it wasn't. The problem I was having is I did not have this molecular assembler with a cable connected directly to it. You can't just have the interface appear on it, and I tried morphing into a bat earlier, and Wayla doesn't really like that too much. So basically you just put interfaces on the molecular assemblers and put the patterns in it, and that will allow you to craft these things, assuming you have the crafting storage or enough storage. This is actually a multi-block structure, which there are different levels of these blocks, and you could have like several of the 1K ones, or you could make the bigger ones. You could have multiple co-processing units, just whatever you want. And you can have multiple molecular assembler chambers, which would actually be necessary if you're going to have a ton of patterns, because you can only have a total of 45 on any one molecular assembler. That's 9 slots times 5 interfaces, because you need one side for the power. So all of that over here is using 4 channels, which is not that bad, really. If I added more interfaces, then that would be more channels, so you really have to manage the channels. You can have 32 per side of the ME controller. I believe the ME controller is also a multi-block, though, so if you're out of channels, you can just add another controller. Alright, well, I guess it's a good thing that I had to re-record this episode, because I feel like I explained that a lot better. So this inscriber here, I'm going to be using for crafting the actual processors. These only do the printed silicon, and we can see in the interface terminal that I have patterns for the printed silicon here in the inscribers, and there's the molecular assembler down here of some patterns I put in it. And what else can we do? See, did I mention the cable anchors here that make it so that cables can't connect like this, so you can run them side by side? That's pretty useful. I believe you could also use multi-parts if you wanted to, but the cable anchors are not really that expensive. Just craft some kind of ingot. Not all ingots work, but most, with the quartz cutting knife. Okay, let's actually get this osmium ore auto-processing if we can. See, jump, activate, nope. Nope. There we go. Okay, so that should start exporting the osmium ore. It's a little bit slow for the exporting, but it's fast enough. And we could, of course, make this thing faster, I believe, just like with the import bus. Which is another thing I did on the live stream. This ender chest has an import bus below it with 4 acceleration cards, which makes it pull stuff out super fast, which is needed for the quarry. As you can see, all the cobblestone coming in. Okay, machine room has been cleaned up. I don't think I've shown this on this attempt. Got pretty much all the basic thermal expansion machines I can think of here. Got an energetic infuser, which took like 5 ticks to recharge these boots. I don't know how many RF are in a kilojoule, but they recharged quite fast. Got a metallurgic infuser down here. I had to make some of these enriched alloys for the free runners. And got some double layered capacitors in these Ender IO machines so they work faster. Using a lot of power right now compared to pretty much when the base is idle. It's using 75, but it looks like with the machines we have processing the osmium ore, it's using 275 instead, which is fine since we produce 800. Wow, I'm getting a lot of sheep down here. Yay, sheep. I should probably dye them all one color, but well, the ME system is pretty clever about substituting different colors of wool in recipes, so it all works out in the end, I think. I should have plenty of wool to make those dense cables. Here's kind of a clever trick I've shown before. If you put two different kinds of fences next to each other, they don't connect, but mobs don't realize that they can walk through them, but you can. So it's a very nice alternative to a gate. So you don't have to open it and potentially let whatever you're trying to hold in out. And oh, I don't like how I can kind of see the little gap behind the inscribers. I'll have to figure out if there's something I can do about that. I kind of doubt there's much I can do about that without... Well, I could still put covers, hollow covers back there. No? Could I? I don't know if that would work with those. I should probably try that. The textures don't connect, though, I don't think, when you're using the multiparts for these connected texture blocks, if I'm making any sense at all. Oh, we're getting some junky tools and armor in the ME system here. We're going to need to start extracting those. Okay, so let's make... Oh, I can't even microblock those. Okay. Well, that's even less useful. Okay, so how can we deal with the various tools that are coming into the system against what we want? Well... That's a good question. I mean... Getting around them having different NBT tags, like this wooden pickaxe having efficiency 1 on it, that's easy, but we've still got a lot of different IDs that we have to extract. So is there any way, really, that we could tell it to extract tools? I don't think that there is, really. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. I might just have to extract these by hand. It won't be that big of a deal. Let's see, number of items, go down to the bottom. Yeah, that's like all the tools it's collected so far. Okay, and these are just junk, so I guess I'll throw them in here and let them despawn. Okay, so there is one more thing I built. May not rest now, there are monsters nearby. Okay. Let's just try to make a run for it. Aha! Okay, yeah, this probably isn't going to work, but I made some fish traps from the Growthcraft fish traps down here. And I put hoppers below them, and they're both leading into this chest, so they make a lot of fish and some other junk, but basically it gets anything that you could with a normal fishing rod. Whoa, that guy hurt a lot. I have to remember I'm not wearing much armor. So 23 fish is not bad. It wasn't that long ago that I last checked it, maybe an hour or two. And of course it caught a bunch of other stuff as well. So lots of fish. Okay, well, I think I've recorded enough for an episode here. Hopefully This one turns out better. The test clip sounded about like my old videos did. I don't remember exactly what I set the volume on my microphone to. I think it was 60%. So, as always, don't forget to subscribe on your way out, and thank you for watching. I will see you next time.